One of the things that I've had a lot of comments on is the tool that I use for cable lubing. Well, this is it. This hole right here is where you put the tube on your lubricant. This end is where the cable comes out, and this end is where the cable housing. So the way this works is you've got your cable, and you take your cable lubing tool and you basically put it on the cable like that. Then you push the housing up till it stops, and this will do the larger housings or it'll do the smaller housings. Then you tighten this down pretty much as tight as you can get it by hand. Now, one thing that you want to do is, if the other end of your cable has a rubber boot on it, you need to take the rubber boot and get it up away from there so that we can see the lube when it comes out of here. Okay, so now I've got the white lube with the little tube on it hooked up to the cable luber. Now, what we want to do is we want to watch for the white lube to come out of the cable right here. And there it is. The cable's lubed. That's all there is to it. The seat cover on this thing has got a few dings in it. If anybody out there knows of any place that I can get an aftermarket seat cover for this, please write it in the comments and let me know. Thanks. Okay, so today we're going to put the new clutch cable on it. It came in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this up on the lever. And we want to make sure that our grooves are all lined up and the cable goes right in. And then we're going to push that up into the adjustment. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure we got the bracket in about the same position as it is when it's installed on the motor. We're just going to go ahead and put our wrenches on here and tighten up these nuts. Okay, now once them's tight, we'll just go ahead and we'll put this all back together. Go ahead and tighten up these bolts. Now, we check right here for some play, and we do have play in it. That's a good thing. Now we want to put our bolt back in on our lever arm here, tighten it up. Now you don't want to go ape nuts on these, tightening them up. You just want to get them snugged up. Okay, so we're back up at the lever. So what we want to do is we want to give this a few squeezes, help seat everything in. Now we're going to check and make sure we got some in play. It's a little snug, so we'll go ahead and we'll turn the hand wheel right here. We got a little bit of free play in it. So, clutch cable's fixed. We'll slide the boot back up here and we'll move on to the next job. So we're getting the back turn signals put on. Had to lengthen the wire a little bit to make it up for the hookup. We use heat shrink connectors on the wires, and then we wrap it up with black tape for even more protection. So after we got our wires lengthened, we got did some repairs up here on some connections. We've got our turn signals all hooked up and ready to go. So one of the things on this bike is it uses a foam air filter, not a paper air filter. I've taken these out and I've washed them extensively and I've got them clean. You want to inspect these and make sure that where they're glued together, the seams and everything on these filters are still in good shape. These filters, you use oil on them. So basically the way that I oil them up is I use a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. I put the oil in there and I put the filter in there, and then I just gently work it around the filter and work it into the filter. It's a little nicer doing it this way. It kind of keeps your hands cleaner. You don't get oil all over the place. Yeah. Put your stay bolt in. Now, the last thing that you have to do to these filters is you have to put grease on them. You have to put grease around the sealing edge where it fits into the box. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some grease on there. It don't take a lot, just a little bit of a smear on there, and that helps to seal it up. Should just look like something like that. So now that the air filter is oiled up, it's time to go back into the air box. We're going to work it in there and make sure that we get it seated against the front of the air box real good, and then tighten the stay bolt up to hold it in place. Now we don't want to get this too tight, just tight enough to make it seal up good on the air box. The next thing is we're going to put the lid back over the opening on the air box. Put the screws in it, tighten them down, and then we're going to call this job done. Thanks for watching my videos, and please subscribe to my channel.